I was like, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, like, eh. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Harry Potter video for you and another tier list video for you. Warning, there are spoilers in this video. There are many spoilers, like duh. Did you read the title? It literally says character deaths. So essentially I'm going to be doing a tier list of Harry Potter character deaths and ranking them, you know, whether I sobbed and thought they were horribly sad or if I was very happy that they died. So yeah, that's basically what we're gonna be doing today. It's also so hot where I'm at right now. I mean, okay, I live in Washington, so what's hot for me is not necessarily what's hot for other people around the world, but to me, it feels like it's boiling, especially since I had to close the window and shut off my fan to film this video. So if I seem like out of breath or sweaty or red or something, that's why, but I'm gonna try and get this filmed real quick so I don't die of heat stroke. Funny story with that, actually. I went to Harry Potter World down in California one time and it was like 100 degrees or something like that, and like I said, I'm not good with the heat and I literally got heat stroke at Hogwarts, so good times. Anyway, let's just get into the video. Also, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my computer screen. So this is a tier list I just found online, so this may not be all of the character deaths that happen in the Harry Potter movies, but I think this is most of them, question mark. I guess we'll see. So I did the categories. So from the top we have I'm full on sobbing. As in, like, I am just like drenched with tears. It just made me too sad. And under that I got a little mushy, so maybe I got like choked up or one so tear, you know, dripped down my face or something. After that we have sad, so it is indeed sad, but maybe it didn't necessarily tug on my heartstrings as much. Then we have indifferent, so these are ones that I'm like, they died, I guess it's sad, but I don't know if it didn't, like if it had, I don't really care that much, you know, it's like, I kind of forgot about it, you know. Indifferent. You get the, I'm basically defining the word indifferent for you, like what? Below that I have couldn't care less, so like I literally could not care less that these people died. And below that we have bye bitch. These are the people or things that I am just so happy that they died. I would have been very upset if they didn't die, that sort of situation. So let's get into it. Okay, so up first we have Mad Eye Moody. I guess I was a little sad. I don't know, like it's hard because with Mad Eye Moody, especially in the movies, don't actually technically spend a bunch of time with him because for a little while he's not like actually him when he's on screen, so I'd say I'm actually indifferent to him. That's like pretty middle of the road. Like I was like, it's sad, but oh well. Then after that we have Barty Crouch Sr., Mr. Mustache Guy. Again, I'm pretty indifferent to that. Like I have like no opinion on it very much, you know? That's how I feel about it. I'm like, that's sad, I guess. Sorry not sorry if you're a Barty Crouch Sr. fan. And then right after him we have his son, Barty Crouch Jr., and he is disgusting. Literally his little thing, gag, ooh, it was so gross. I literally can't stand him. I couldn't care less that he died, honestly. I literally could not care less. I was like, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, like, eh. But I wouldn't put him in bye bitch because I don't think my feelings are super strong towards the matter, but at the same time, it's like I couldn't care less, you know? Okay, next up we have Hagrid's spider. This is part of the reason why it took me forever to get into Harry Potter, because when I was younger I was horrified of Harry Potter, like very scared of it. It really scared me and freaked me out, and the reason why is because of the spider scene in the second movie. I saw that when I was at a friend's house one time and it freaked me out beyond belief. If you don't know already, I am a huge arachnophobe. Like I don't do spiders. I don't do spiders at all. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. I absolutely hate them. And so that scene, I still can't watch it. Like literally when I watch it with my friends, they tell me when it's about to happen and I just close my eyes. Like I'm basically Ron in that scene. Like I am Ron Weasley when it comes to spiders. So for that reason, I'm sorry if you felt sad during the scene where Hagrid's spider friend died, but I did not at all. In fact, the only reason I could feel sad during that scene was just like trying to put myself in Hagrid's shoes and feeling bad for Hagrid. But other than that, bye bitch! Off to a crazy start. I have not felt sad about any of these so far. Okay, next we have freaking Voldemort Snake. What's her name? Nanini? Hey Panini? Something like that. So I would put Nanini maybe in Couldn't Care Less, because it deserved death. Similarly, another creature, and another snake-like creature, we have the basilisk. I'm not afraid of snakes personally. If a snake were to slither by me in the grass or something, I would probably jump and get freaked out because it's unexpected. But I'm not like actively afraid of snakes. Like if somebody were to come up to me with a snake in their arms and they're like, do you want to hold this? I would first say, is it poisonous? And then they would probably say no, and then I'd be like, sure. So I don't have super strong feelings when it comes to snakes. So for the basilisk, I guess I would put it in Couldn't Care Less. Okay, up next we have Bellatrix. Now, Bellatrix, this is complicated because on the one hand, I absolutely hate her guts because she's the worst. Like, she literally kills Sirius, she kills Dobby. She's pretty horrible. I mean, she tortures Hermione, just countless things, right? She's a horrible person. But on the other hand, she's kind of a cool character. Especially in the movies, she's just she pops on screen, you know. She's fun. She's like one of those ones you love to hate and also hate to love. I don't know if I was sad about it though. I don't know if I was actually legitimately sad when she died. So I would say indifferent, actually. I would say indifferent because I wasn't necessarily sad, but I wasn't happy that she died. Like, I wasn't like, woo, bye. Next, we have Cedric Diggory. Cedric's death is not okay with me. First of all, he should have gotten more screen time. He should have gotten more book time. There should have been more Cedric. And I stand by that opinion. Second of all, Cedric's death is so sad. Not only because you grow to love Cedric and like you feel bad that he died, you feel bad for Harry and how the situation went, but just his dad. And you hear his dad like singing, my son, my son. Sobbing, full on sobbing. I full on sobbed when Cedric died. It was so sad. And he was so undeserving, like, and it's Robert Pattinson. So sad. I hated it. Okay, next up we have Harry Potter. Now, I was surprised to see this one on the list because, like, you know, he ends up living. But I guess if we're just talking about his fake out death of sorts, his, like, sacrifice, it was sad, but I don't know, I feel like I knew he was gonna live. You know, I wasn't necessarily faked out too bad on it with the books or with the movies, like, so I would put that in sad because it was sad. Like, I feel bad for him, obviously. He's the main character. You grow feelings towards the main character, but I wasn't like crying or anything when it happened, you know? Okay, next we have James Potter, Harry's father. This is another one I was surprised to see on the list because he died like off screen or off off page. He died before, you know, the story even happened. I had no time to like cry about it or anything, you know? And I'm not super attached to James or Lily because I didn't actually get to know them personally, which is one reason I would freaking love if they did a movie or specifically a TV show about the Marauders and go back and explore those stories. But yeah, so I would put James and Lily, who is the next one, in the sad category because it is really sad, but I wasn't super attached to the point where I like actually cried or got choked up or anything like that. Okay, next we have Dobby, the house elf. I can't deal with Dobby's death. I was, first of all, so upset that in the movies, Dobby is like hardly in them. He's hardly in them compared to the books because in the books he's in it way more throughout more of the stories and stuff. But even when they cut most of his storyline from the multiple movies, I still bawled like a baby because it's just so sad and he's so sweet. The funeral like they had for him, like burying him because he deserved a proper burial. I'll still cry. I know it's coming every single time and I still cry. So that's going in full on sobbing, and that goes ahead of Cedric. I would even say, I'd say I probably cried harder for Dobby's death than Cedric's. Next is Professor Quirrell. Like, why would I care that he died? Why would I care? Does anybody care that Professor Quirrell died? Like, please raise your hand. I couldn't care less. Yeah, I couldn't care less. Now if we're talking about Quirrell from Star Kid, from a Harry Potter musical, that's a different story, but that's another video for another time. Okay, next we have Colin Creevey, and I love Colin Creevey kind of for like no reason almost. I don't know, I think he's really funny, but they didn't show his death in the movies, I don't think, because he wasn't really a consistent character in the movies. But in the books, if you didn't know, he dies during the Battle of Hogwarts, and that is so sad because he's so young. I mean, they're all so young, but he was even younger. He was so innocent. It was very, very sad. So, but they didn't like dwell on it too much, you know? It wasn't necessarily like a moment. So I would say that goes in the sad category for that reason. Sorry if you can hear my computer whizzing away. It does not like when I film these videos. Okay, next we have Fred Weasley, and this death was so sad. It's so sad because twins, and you separate them, and it was just... He also died at the Battle of Hogwarts, and I didn't see it coming at all when I was reading the books because we had already had the thing where George had the ear and everything, so I was like, okay, you know, nothing else is gonna happen to them. You know what I mean? It was kind of... I just didn't see it coming, and it was so sad, and it was also really sad in the movies, but not to the point where I was full on sobbing, because again, I feel they didn't give it as much of a moment, especially as they could have, because he's such a big character and he's throughout, you know, the whole thing. I think they could have spent a little more time on it. So I would say I got a little mushy for that one, because I definitely would get choked up, but I didn't like full on sob. Next we have freaking, who is that? The picture's kind of cut off. Is that Crabbe or Goyle? I literally can never remember which one is which. Either way, I couldn't care less. Who cares? Like, literally who cares? I mean, I guess you could say it's partially circumstance. They're the reason why they are, but come on. Who cares? I couldn't care less, so sorry. Next we have Lupin, and that one made me so sad. I love Lupin. I love Lupin so much. He's so funny and like quirky and sweet, and I was so sad when he died, especially because of him and Tonks and the baby situation. Like, no. But again, this is another one they did not give as much of a moment to. So for that reason, I would put Lupin in I got a little mushy. Okay, next we have Dumbledore. Dumbledore dying was very sad, but I feel like a lot of it was due to the characters surrounding him. Made it even sadder, you know, how it affected Harry, how it affected everyone. I'm trying to remember if I full on cried or just got choked up when he died, because you could also see it coming with Dumbledore, you know, it wasn't necessarily a big shock. And he was old, you know. So I would put Dumbledore and I got a little mushy. Okay, literally, who is that? The face is completely cut off. Is that Peter Pettigrew? Okay, we're just gonna pretend like that is Peter Pettigrew. I feel like it is. And if that is the case, bye, bitch. You disgusting, oh my god. My hatred for him, not only because of the things he does, but the way he looks and acts, and I hate him. I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. Again, who is this? Who is that? Like a random snatcher or something? Literally, who is that? I guess I'm indifferent because I have absolutely no idea who that is. Alright, we got the last three here, and we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Voldemort. It's always difficult when talking about Voldemort because Tom Riddle was so hot, and it often clouds my judgment. I forget about the Voldemort side of things, and I just think about the Tom Riddle side of things and how unbelievably hot he was. So I'm gonna try and push that away and just focus on the Voldemort side of things, and he has to be in the bi bitch, right? He's the reason why most of these people died. So yeah, he's gotta go in bi bitch. He's got him. And then we have Snape. Snape. A controversial one. Because some people agree with his redemption arc, and some people do not. If you could even call it an arc. It was kind of a redemption last-minute paragraph. But I did fall for it a little bit. I did. So I would put Snape in the sad category. Because it was sad, if you put that into context. But I didn't cry or anything. I wasn't super emotionally invested in it. I think if the groundwork for his redemption had been more sprinkled in throughout, it would have been more rewarding. And last but not least, we have Sirius Black. Quite possibly my favorite character. I love him so much. He's just amazing, and I was so sad when he died because it was like we just got him, you know? And him and Harry, they were gonna live happy together and be a little family, and no, he had to go and die. So, did I full on sob? I think I did. I think I full on cried when he died. So yeah, that is my full ranking there, my full list of the character deaths in Harry Potter. So let me know in the comments down below if you agreed or disagreed with some of my choices, or if there were any deaths that list left out. I can't think of any significant ones off the top of my head, but I'm sure they did probably miss some. Like and subscribe. Maybe I'll do another video like this for something else in the future, like Marvel or Star Wars or something. Have a good summer. Bye! Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Won't miss you. Goodbye. Rotten hell.